Plums are a beloved fruit enjoyed around the world for their sweetness, juiciness, and versatility. From fresh snacks to jams, sauces, and desserts, plums have a rich culinary history. However, growing and harvesting plums at a commercial scale is a complex process that requires careful planning, precision, and innovative agricultural techniques. In the United States, farmers harvest an impressive 500 million pounds of plums annually, which is essential for meeting both domestic and international demand. In this video, we will explore how American farmers successfully harvest millions of pounds of plums each year. We'll dive into the history of plum farming in the U.S., the types of plums grown, the cultivation and harvesting methods, the role of technology in modern farming, and the challenges farmers face in this large-scale fruit production. The history of plum farming in the U.S. Plums have been cultivated for thousands of years, with evidence suggesting that they were first grown in Asia, particularly in China, where they have been part of the region's agricultural heritage for centuries. The fruit made its way to Europe via the Silk Road, and it eventually reached the Americas through European settlers. The first plums planted in the United States were likely brought by early European settlers, who introduced European plum varieties. However, plums found a more substantial foothold in the U.S. after the introduction of Japanese plums in the late 1800s. These varieties were better suited to the American climate and quickly gained popularity. Today, California is by far the largest producer of plums in the United States, accounting for more than 60% of the country's total production. Other states that contribute significantly to plum harvests include Washington, Michigan, and Oregon. The U.S. produces both fresh market plums, sold for direct consumption, and dried plums, commonly known as prunes. While fresh plums are widely available and used in a variety of culinary applications, prunes are also a staple in many households due to their health benefits. Types of plums grown in the U.S. There are several types of plums grown in the U.S., each with distinct characteristics that influence both how they are grown and how they are harvested. Here are some of the main varieties. European plums, prune plums. European plums are small to medium-sized plums that are often used for drying to make prunes. They have a firm flesh and are less juicy than Japanese plums. The most famous variety of European plums is the Stanley plum, known for its sweet flavor and thick skin, making it ideal for drying. Japanese plums. Japanese plums are larger and juicier than European plums. They are often eaten fresh and are available in various colors, including red, purple, yellow, and green. The Santa Rosa plum is one of the most popular Japanese plum varieties in the U.S., prized for its sweet, tart flavor and vibrant color. Wild plums. Wild plums are smaller and more tart than cultivated varieties. While they are not as commercially prevalent as European and Japanese plums, they are used in some niche markets, especially for making plum jelly and preserves. Damson plums. Damson plums are a variety of European plum with a deep purple skin and tart flavor. They are often used for making jams, jellies, and sauces due to their high acidity and thick flesh. The plum growing process. To understand how American farmers harvest 500 million pounds of plums, it is essential to know the growing process from start to finish. The entire journey of a plum, from planting to harvest, requires careful timing, resources, and knowledge. Choosing the right site and soil. Plum trees thrive in regions with moderate to warm climates, plenty of sunshine, and well-draining soil. California, with its Mediterranean-like climate, is ideal for plum cultivation. The soil should be slightly acidic to neutral, with a pH level between 6 and 7.5. Farmers often conduct soil tests before planting to ensure they have the proper conditions for growing plums. Planting and early growth. Plum trees are usually planted in early spring when the soil has warmed enough for optimal root development. Farmers can plant plums either from bare root trees or container-grown trees, with bare root trees being a common choice for large-scale orchards due to their cost-effectiveness. After planting, the trees need regular watering, especially in the early stages of growth, to ensure that their roots become well established. Plum trees can take 3 to 5 years to begin bearing fruit, and they typically reach full maturity around the 6th to 7th year. Once the trees start producing fruit, they require careful pruning, pest control, and irrigation management to maximize yield and quality. Pollination. Plums are generally self-pollinating, but cross-pollination from other plum varieties can improve fruit set and size. Some varieties, such as the Santa Rosa plum, are more effective when cross-pollinated. Farmers often plant different plum varieties in close proximity to ensure sufficient pollination, which ultimately results in a higher yield of plums. Care and maintenance. Throughout the growing season, farmers must take several steps to ensure that the plum trees remain healthy and productive. These steps include fertilizing. Plum trees require balanced fertilizers to promote growth. Farmers often apply a mixture of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to the soil to support healthy foliage and fruit development. Irrigation. Plums need a consistent water supply, especially during the hot summer months. Drip irrigation is commonly used in plum orchards to minimize water waste while providing adequate moisture to the roots. Pruning. Proper pruning helps maintain the tree's shape, remove dead or diseased wood, and ensure that sunlight can reach the fruit. Pruning is typically done in the winter when the trees are dormant. Pest control. Like all fruit crops, plums are susceptible to pests such as aphids, plum curculio, and fruit flies. Farmers use a combination of chemical and organic methods to control pests and prevent damage to the fruit. Ripening and harvesting time. The key to harvesting plums at the right time is determining the optimal ripeness. Plums are harvested when they have reached their peak flavor and sweetness, but before they become overripe and start to spoil. The harvesting time varies based on the variety, but it generally falls between midsummer and early fall. European plums tend to ripen earlier, while Japanese plums are typically harvested later in the summer. The harvesting process. Harvesting plums is a delicate operation that requires precision to avoid damaging the fruit. Unlike some crops, plums do not continue to ripen once they are picked, so it's crucial that they are harvested at the perfect stage of maturity. Manual harvesting. In smaller orchards or for certain varieties of plums, harvesting is done manually. Workers use ladders to reach the fruit at the top of the tree and gently pick the plums by hand. This method is labor-intensive but necessary for ensuring the plums are handled with care. Farmers and harvesters work swiftly to collect as much fruit as possible before the fruit begins to ripen too much on the tree. Mechanical harvesting. For large-scale commercial plum production, mechanical harvesters are often used. These machines are designed to shake the trees gently, causing the ripe plums to fall into catch bins or conveyor belts. Mechanical harvesters are faster than manual picking and can cover large areas of the orchard in a relatively short time. However, mechanical harvesting isn't always perfect for all plum varieties. Some plums may bruise or be damaged during the shaking process, and delicate varieties such as Santa Rosa may require more careful handling. Farmers often use mechanical harvesting for varieties that can withstand the process, while other types may still require manual picking. Sorting and grading. Once harvested, plums are sorted by size, color, and quality. Sorting is done at packing facilities where workers or automated systems inspect each fruit to ensure it meets market standards. Any damaged or underripe plums are removed from the batch, while the best fruits are packaged for sale in grocery stores and farmers markets. Some plums, particularly those intended for drying, are kept separate from the fresh market fruits. These plums are then sent to processing plants where they are dried into prunes. The drying process involves placing the plums in dehydrators or sun-drying them until the moisture content is reduced to an optimal level. Packing and distribution. After sorting and grading, plums are carefully packed into boxes, crates, or containers depending on how they will be shipped. Fresh plums are highly perishable, so they are often packed in specially designed containers that allow air circulation to prevent spoilage. The plums are then distributed to grocery stores, wholesalers, and export markets. Shipping is done in refrigerated trucks or containers to ensure the fruit remains fresh during transportation. The role of technology in plum harvesting. As with many modern farming practices, technology plays a significant role in optimizing the plum harvesting process. Several technological innovations have made the growing and harvesting of plums more efficient and cost-efficient. Drones and aerial imaging. Drones are increasingly being used in plum orchards to monitor crop health and growth. Equipped with cameras and sensors, drones can detect early signs of pest infestations, nutrient deficiencies, or disease. This allows farmers to take action before problems become widespread, saving both time and money. Automated sorting systems sorting plums is a labor-intensive task, but new automated sorting machines use advanced sensors and cameras to detect the size, color, and quality of each fruit. These machines can quickly and accurately sort plums, reducing the need for manual labor. Smart irrigation systems. Plum orchards require consistent watering, but water conservation is becoming increasingly important. Smart irrigation systems use sensors to monitor soil moisture levels and weather conditions, ensuring that plums receive the optimal amount of water while reducing waste. The challenges of plum farming. Plum farming comes with its own set of challenges that farmers must overcome to meet the demand for their products. Some of the common challenges include climate and weather. Unpredictable weather patterns such as late frosts or droughts can have a significant impact on plum yields. Farmers need to monitor weather forecasts and adapt their practices accordingly to mitigate weather risks. Pests and diseases. Pests like the plum curculio and diseases like brown rot can devastate a plum orchard if not managed properly. Regular monitoring and preventive treatments are crucial to ensuring a successful harvest. Labor shortages. Harvesting plums, particularly by hand, requires a significant amount of labor. Labor shortages, particularly during peak harvest times, can be a major challenge for farmers who rely on seasonal workers. Harvesting 500 million pounds of plums each year is no small feat. American farmers use a combination of traditional knowledge, modern technology, and careful planning to grow, harvest, and distribute plums to consumers across the country and around the world. From choosing the right soil to employing advanced harvesting techniques, every step of the process plays a vital role in producing the plums we enjoy every day. As the demand for plums continues to grow, American farmers will need to adapt and innovate to ensure that this delicious fruit remains a staple of our diet. Through hard work and ingenuity, they will continue to meet the challenge of harvesting millions of pounds of plums each year, one of the most important agricultural feats in the U.S. So, that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.